As of now, we have been discussed. So as of now, we have been discussed so many things related to programming languages and all the things. Okay, but the new joinees in this session will going to take all the classes later point of time. Okay, so this session is continuous class, whatever happened in the previous. Okay, so just go through with this. If you have any doubts or any clarifications, anyway, I will let you know in the other parallel class for the new joinees. Okay, so today's session is we are going to discuss about the actual Java concepts. Okay, so what are the things in the actual Java concepts we are going to discuss in the sessions? I'm just noting down. Okay, so in actual Java classes, we have been already discussed about the object-oriented programming, right? So in object-oriented programming, okay. So what and all things are there? We have been discussed. It's a natural way of doing it, right? And how to create object in the while creating object, what and all the steps we are going to follow. All the things we are already discussed theoretically. That means if I wanted to create an object, always I follow two steps, right? So what are the steps actually? First step is planning. Second step is construction. So, and I already told you that, and this one is not related to any of the technical terms. It is actually the general term, general scenario. If I can create any object, something like if I wanted to create a book, or I wanted to build a house, or I wanted to create a mobile phone, or I wanted to create a pen. First step, what I will do, I will actually plan for it. What all things I need to do, I need to have it. In that planning, I always discuss two things, right? What are they? In the planning, we discuss actually two things. First thing is physical properties, right? So in the planning, we discuss about physical properties, right? So physical properties will be there. Second thing is functional properties. So I'm talking about the general thing. I'm not talking about any technical terms as of now, right? While talking about object, always we think about the general in our real-time world, how the objects will be created. If I wanted to create a laptop, how I will do that? I will plan for the laptop, and then I will second step, I will manufacture the laptop. Like that it is, right? That's how. So in that case, in the planning, what we do? We do the things like we just understand how many physical properties are available. Physical properties means in that particular object, what and all things are the physically available. Like if I, for example, it's a laptop, then what and all physical properties will be there in the laptop? Keyboard will be there, screen will be there, mouse will be there, motherboard will be there, everything will be there related to laptop. That they are all physical properties. And what about the second thing? Functional property. Functional property means what? What it exactly do, the functionality. Both the things we need to discuss while we are planning itself, right? After that, what we do, we construct. So once we construct, what is happening, the moment I construct, I always get one object. That means from the planning, if I construct, I will get a real-time object. That is what I can use it. That means, for example, I'm already told you so many examples. I take one of the example like building. So in the building, for example, I wanted to construct my home. Okay, while I'm constructing my home, what I will do, first thing, I will plan it. So while planning, I will discuss about physical properties and functional properties both in the planning. That means I will have a bedroom, I will have a kitchen, like that. Everything I will discuss. And also what I will do in the kitchen, everything we discuss. Na? In the kitchen, I will cook it. So many things will be there. Something like I will have a stove, I will have different other things where I can use it, how I can use it, where I have to put everything we'll discuss. Na? Not only the physical properties, but functional things also we'll discuss in the planning itself. Based on that only physical property we adjust, right? Once the planning is done, whatever you will do, I will construct the actual building. That is coming from the plan only, correct? Once the plan, once the plan నేను విట్రారా వానికి ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ అన్నది ఏముండదు ముఖ్యంగా. Okay, so the thing is, the moment I construct a building, okay, so what I have to do, the moment I construct a building, the building will be completed, right? And I can use the building only, I can't use the plan, because plan is just a plan. It can be in a paper or somehow it's a virtual thing, but we discussed everything there. I can able to visualize it in imagination, right? But after constructing it, what is happening? I got an object. You are getting it or not? Are you getting, guys, in the online?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once the planning is completed, so we got the constructed object. So that object only I will use it. That is what is called as real-time entity. That means the really everything is constructed and available to me. That is called real-time entity. So that is what is available for me. For example, from the plan, can I construct one more object? I can construct n number of objects, right? That means I have a building plan. I constructed one building in Chittoor. Can I construct the same using the same plan? Can I construct one more building in Bangalore? Can I construct one more building in Delhi? Like that, n number of buildings I can construct. Each and every building is an object construct from the planning, correct? Like that. So that is what we discussed theoretically. That is what is object oriented, nothing else. So we are going to see that the same thing in Java, how they are imitating, how they are saying that Java is a object oriented programming language. If they can do the same thing, right? If they can do the same thing, whatever we discussed, the first thing what we discussing here, the first thing is the most important thing is object creation. While object creation, what are the steps we have to use? Two things. First thing is planning. Second thing is construction. If the same thing is imitated in the Java, then I will say object creation is done. But there are so many other things, like we have been discussed about inheritance, we have been discussed about polymorphism, we have been discussed about so many other things, right? Those things and later we'll see how they are actually implemented in Java. First thing and most important thing is how to create object. So using these two steps, generally in each and in reality, we do the same steps, right? If I wanted to construct a pen, generally construct we want to use, manufacture we use, right? So if I wanted to manufacture a pen, what I will do? Before manufacturing, I have to discuss what kind of pen I have to manufacture. It may be a blue pen, or it may be a ball pointer, or it may be a different based on the requirement, right? After that only I go for the manufacturing. Once the plan is ready, can I create multiple pens? We can create a number of. Once the plan is created, can you use the plan? Generally we can't use the plan until unless, use means using plan. Can I write using plan? Can I write? Because it's a plan of pen, right? Using the plan, can I write it in the board? We can't, because it's a plan only. It's not a it's not an object. It's not a constructed real-time entity. Once that has been created and available to me after manufacturing, then I will get the real-time entity where everything looks like the same what we discussed in the plan or what we see in the plan. Same thing may be there, but it is a real thing. That is not real. Plan is not real. Object is real. That is what we generally discuss. Same thing how we actually do in Java. That is the most important thing. I'm going to show you now. Are you getting, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to take same kind of example. Okay, and yeah, so for the planning, what we use in Java, that's first we need to discuss. For the planning, generally we need some toolkit, right? So if I wanted to plan, I should have a toolkit. Nah? So whatever, for example, I wanted to plan a building, then I should have a canvas, I should have a paper, or I should have a pencil, scale and all, where I can draw the plan and explain it, right? So that is how we need some toolkit to plan it, right? Like that, in Java, like that toolkit, we use actually what? Class. Okay. So class is the plan for an object. This is the first statement, note down. Class is the plan for object. What is class? A class is a plan for object. It is not object. Class is not object. Class is a plan for the object. For example, I wanted to create object. Before that, I should plan. Na? So for that planning purpose, what I will use in Java? Class. So I use the class to plan my object. That's it. Okay. So how I will do that, I will show you. Okay. And also I already discussed, right? Class is a user defined data type. Did I told you this? Class is a user defined data type. So both the things are same. In a different perspective, if you think class is a user defined data type, in a different object oriented perspective, if I think class is a plan for an object, that means it's a kind of a white paper for me where I draw my plan for the object, right? I wanted to construct a building, means I'll plan it, right? Like that. This is a white paper kind of thing where I was going to plan. So that is what is class. So that is what is a class. So class is used for planning for an object. So how I will do that, I will show you now. Please observe. So what I'm going to do here, I'll just write like this: public class pen. So now I'm actually planning pen. Okay, a small thing which is pen. So in planning, what I will do generally I discuss physical properties and functional properties, correct? So what all things, once I constructed my pen, what exactly I need? Once I constructed a building, what exactly I need, I will discuss in the plan itself. Now after constructed, I can't discuss. After discuss also nothing will happen. It's very difficult to change, right? That's where while planning itself, we discuss all the physical and functional properties. So in the pen also, we discuss what all physical properties are available in my should be available in my pen, and what all functional properties should be available in my pen. Everything we discuss and we plan here itself. So how I will do that? What is the physical property in the class? Generally, we should treat instance variables. What is that? Instance variables are called as physical properties. Instance variables are called as, we should treat instance variables as physical properties. I'm going to tell you what is instance variable, what is local variable, all these things. Okay. So instance variables are called as physical properties, and methods are treated as functional properties. What are they? Functional properties. Okay. So two things I'm taking now. What there are so many things here in the class. Okay. For now, I'm just taking two things out of them. Okay. What are they? Instance variables and methods. Okay. Why I taken? Because I wanted to plan physical properties and functional properties, right? So I wanted to treat instance variable as physical properties and methods as functional properties. We're getting, na? So how treating them like that? How to create a class? First, I'm planning for an object. Pen is my object. End of the day, I wanted to use pen. So how before using, I'm planning here. Okay, that's how we should think about. Okay, so instance variables are the physical properties, right? So I will create a variable called like this string refill. Okay, string ink, like that. So these are the variables. I created a refill is a variable. I just created a variable name refill, and also I have created one more variable as ink, right? So these two things I just created for now for an example. So you think that these two are the physical properties. Okay. So functional properties, how I will do like this. I will write a method. Okay. So what is this? Public void write. Write is a method. Okay. So I can able to write, I can able to create any number of methods in a class. Okay. Generally, this is the syntax public void, right? That means I will going to explain you more about the methods and everything later point of time. But now you should understand this is a method, and this method is a functionality, functional property for what I have created here to write. What pen will do? Pen will actually write. Writing is a functional property. And pen will have a refill, pen will have ink, pen will have cap, pen will have cushion. All the things are called physical properties of the pen, including both. We call it as object, right? We cannot isolate the functional property and physical property. So like that. So I've been created one refill and ink as a physical property, and one method like public void write as a method. Inside method, I'll write a small statement. System.out.println pen is right. Okay, fine. So you just think about it. Now what I have been created here, a method. Inside the method, one system.out.println. That means output statement have been written. If I call this method, what exactly the output comes? Pen is writing like that. That means I use the functionality. Using the pen, I can use the functionality like this. So that is what I have been written here. So this is what is my all plan. A class is nothing but plan for an object. So this is what is my class. This is what is my plan now. So what I'm going to do, I just save it as it is. While saving, what is the steps I have to follow? So I need to see the class name. Class name is P and pen, P capital letter. So I'm saving it. New folder pen.java. I have to extend with .java, right? Extension should be .java. So pen.java, P and P capital letter. Whatever the class name, the same name has to be, keep the file name also, right? .java I have to add. So I saved it. Done with it, na? Then I come back to the usage. So I consider the numbers. One class is available here. Inside the numbers, or else I'll do one thing. I will create one more class. Okay. For the sake of usage, don't consider this class. Okay. Public class usage. Okay. So I will write a main method public static void main string args. Okay. So inside this is called usage method. In this usage class, I will use the pen. That means first what I will do, I have a plan. I need to create object from the plan. Then only I can use that pen, right? So how to create object? That's what I'm going to use here. Okay. So what I'm going to do like this. P and pen space P is equal to new P enough. This is how you generally create object. You understood? The comment, I'm just giving the comment here. What I'm doing there, P and pen space P. It's kind of a variable I created for the data type. I told you already P and pen is a user defined data type. Like integer is a predefined data type. Like that, user defined data type is pen now. For the pen, I have created a variable. What is the variable here? P is a variable. Pen P is equal to what I have to write here to construct the object. I have to use new keyword space. Then I have to use the same class name and bracket open close semicolon. This is called constructor. I'm going to explain you later what is constructor and all. So if I do like this, what is going to happen? I will get the object of the pen. That means using the pen plan, what is pen class, it will create the physical object and hold it in the P variable. Now P variable is having the pen object. So if I use P variable, that means I'm using pen object. That's it. That's how it is. Right. So how you just use a int a is equal to 10. 10 is the actual value you hold it into a, and wherever use a, 10 will be used like that. So I hold it now the object of pen into a reference variable. Whenever I'm creating a reference variable, always the type of the value should be matched. So if I wanted to store the integer type, I have to create integer variable only. If I wanted to store float data type, I have to create float only. If I wanted to store string, I should create string only. Like that, if I wanted to use pen object, then I should create a pen variable. That's it. Pen is a user type, user defined data type. This is also data type only. That's where. In that perspective, we think like that. In the other perspective, I have created a plan. Now I wanted to create the object out of the plan. That means planning is happened. Construction is, this is what is the construction. Second step. First step is creating class, right? So this is what is the first step. Second step is this one, the single line. This is what is nothing but second step, where we are creating the actual object. Now how to use it? I'm just using the P, I will call write function. So if I call write function, this is the calling of the function. If I call that, whatever we written in the method, na, that will be executed. So this is how we are using the pen. Whatever you created in that write method, whatever you have been written code, everything will be executed when I call like this. So now what happened? I am created pen object P, and I used pen object using P. I use it means I use always functionality. Now I cannot use only physical property always, right? So I generally use the functionality of the pen. So what is functionality? Write is the functionality. I just used it. So that is how they're imitating the object oriented things into the programming language. That's what we need to understand here. Okay. Let us save this and try to compile. So while saving again, what is the class name? Usage. So I'm saving it with usage.java. Now I'm opening command prompt. Okay, so I have to open the command, right? I just went where I saved. Okay, pen.java, usage.java, wherever I saved, I just go there. I just go here and write cmd and enter. So that what happened? Command prompt will be opened in that location where I saving. So in that location is Java new folder. I'm saving all the Java files, right? So I just open the command prompt in that location, and I'm issuing the command Java C usage U capital usage dot Java. Okay. So now the magic also you will observe here. So what I have compiled now, I have compiled Java's usage.java. Did I compile to pen.java? No, right? So you see and observe. You see that I just created pen.java file only, na? Pen.class also created. That means what? While I'm using any class inside the class, automatically Java will take care to create all the objects. You don't have to go each and every class and issue the command Java C like that. So only one class is enough. The dependent classes and all automatically compile and created. You don't have to worry about it. And be careful, if any errors comes also, it will show you which class is having the error. Now multiple classes you are using, not single class. Na? Always you understand which class is throwing error and all. Okay, that is what you should be careful. Okay. Now you understand. I have created the usage.java. I don't have any problem while I'm compiling, right? Usage.java, correct. See, there is no problem. Now I'm running it Java usage. See that? I got the output. So whenever I run that, I am getting pen is writing. That means the functionality which I written in the other class, and I have created the class object in the usage class, and I used the functionality. That's how the usage of the object. How to create object means how to plan first. That means you have to write a class. While I writing the class, you should discuss what all things is needed, physical and functional property, and then wherever you want, you create an object and use it. While you are using, always remember you have to use the dot operator. P is object, and inside P what is needed. Always you use dot operator with the object. P dot what you want, like that. Okay. Without using dot, you cannot access anything. Without using object, we cannot access anything in that class. That means if I wanted to, for example, in the pen, what all things are available? There are refill ink, two variables are available, and write functionality. Three things are available. Two are physical property, one is functional property. If I wanted to access any of them, I always use the object. That's it. Using object, I can access. Even physical property I can access, functional property I can access. Generally, we always use the functional property. Physical property used inside the functions. Why we created physical property there? Because I wanted to use inside my functionality. Always physical property used in the functionality, right, of the particular class itself. So generally we won't access outside of the class. We use the physical property here itself. That means we created a variable I used it here only. I can't use outside, right? So that is where I created a variable here. But functional property I use outside because I wanted to call that function so that my function will execute. That's what it is, right? So that's how it is. Okay. Fine. Any clarification? Any questions? Charan? Charan or
అన్నా
Charan?
చెప్పండి
I'm asking any questions, man.
నో నో అన్న నో అన్న ఈ నెట్వర్క్ రాదు దాన్ని ఆఫ్ చేసుకోవడం
Praveen, you have any questions?
లేదు.
Shravya, you have any questions? Hello? Shravya, you are able to hear me? I'm not getting voice anyway. Okay, so I'm stopping here. This is most important thing. Okay, you guys needs to practice it and understand it clearly, and then we'll continue from here. This is the actual Java, and these are the concept called object oriented concepts, and we have to be very careful because it's not just like writing a code, but also we need to understand clearly what is theory says, what is practically we are doing. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, okay. I can hear you now, Mama.
Okay, fine. I'm stopping the session here. I'll share the recording. Any questions are there? You can ask me in the any of the time, like in the other time.